Before I start this video, I want to say thank y'all for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. And I want to give a special shout out to these people right here. There's a couple more that I missed that I couldn't find comments from, because these are more recent comments. But these people right here always showing love, always supporting, watching every video, commenting on every video. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And I also want to shout out to my guy Southpaw TV. You know, he always give me shout outs. That's how a lot of y'all found me. So I want to say appreciate him for that. But I appreciate y'all. Keep rocking with me. But I don't know if y'all caught it last night. I had posted a video directly after the fight. You know, just giving my opinion on the fight, what I thought of the fight, what I think Tank should do next, what I thought Hector Garcia should do next. But that video ended up getting blocked for copyright for some reason. I don't know what I put in there, because the clip I used and it came from Showtime's Boxing Twitter. It ain't really come from the pay-per-view, so I don't know what I did. But that got blocked. But anyway, in that video, I said it was going to be some bullshit coming out about this fight. And one of the main things I said was they was going to say, oh, Tank was losing rounds. So I posted the scorecards from the fight, just because I knew this was going to come. I knew they were going to say this bullshit. Even though if you watch the fight, it was clear from the opening bell that Tank was in control of this fight completely. But of course, that ain't stopping the Tank haters. And I don't want to make it look like I'm attacking him, but he one of the main ones I seen saying it. So I'm gonna post this clip from Blue Blood and let y'all see what he said.
Yeah, right? He deserved more respect than that. He was competitive in his fight. He was winning rounds in his fight. In the first 3 rounds, he was controlling the distance, controlling the pace of the fight. He was winning the fight at one point in time.
So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is him saying that Hector Garcia was controlling the pace of the fight. That is a complete lie. And I'm going to give y'all the numbers to back it up. Y'all know I don't just give my opinion. When I tell y'all something, I do my best to post the facts with it. One of the things Blue Bud said was Hector Garcia came out and controlled the distance with his jab from the first round. Well, as you can see here, Hector Garcia landed one jab out of 16. One jab out of 16 in the first round. And it didn't get no better from there, because the second round he landed 1 out of 13. The third round he landed 1 out of 21. In the fourth round he landed 0 out of 14. In the fifth round he landed 0 out of 22. And his total stats for jabs for the entire fight, if you look at the bottom row in the middle, is 5 out of 157 for 3%. The next stat I want y'all to look at is the bottom row again, but the first section. Hector Garcia only threw 345 punches. That's not the pace that Hector Garcia fights at. Hector Garcia is a fighter that throws a lot of punches. He's a volume puncher. And as you can see here against Chris Colbert, he threw 733 punches. The fight ended in the 8th round. Even if they would have went and fought the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th, and the 12th, and he threw 50 punches around for those rounds, it still only would have been 500 something punches, 200 less than he threw against Chris Colbert. Meanwhile, if you look at Tank's numbers, these are typical Tank numbers. He takes his time and he picks his shots. And the fight that Blue Blood compared this to was Mario Barrios. Well, if you look at the numbers in the Mario Barrios fight, Tank's numbers are very similar. So the truth is, Tank brought Hector Garcia down to his pace, and they fought at his pace. When you looked at the fact that Tank throws the least amount of punches per round in the entire sport of boxing. And this was a very low output fight from both fighters, which is not typical of Hector Garcia. So they were fighting at Gervonta Davis's pace. And another thing that Coach Calvin said, if you go watch Ellie Seckback, him talking to Ellie Seckback, was Hector only looked like he was doing something because he was throwing so much volume, which is true when you look at the punch stats. Blue said he was controlling the fight with his jab, but he threw 137 jabs and only landed 5. And I don't know how Blue was scoring it or how he judges, but volume, in my opinion, and clearly in those judges' opinion, doesn't win you the fight. The more effective shots, doesn't win you rounds. The more effective shots win you rounds. And Tank was clearly landing the more effective shots from the first round to the end of the fight. Well, I can't even see the first round because if you remember, Tank just barely even threw anything in the first round. He just went in there with a high guard and was standing in front of Hector, seeing what kind of looks he was going to give him, filling him out basically. So I don't know how you could consider that being controlled and outboxed. But we know Blue Blood is Blue Blood Haney. He team Haney'd out. So maybe he was watching it with a little bit of bias to him. I don't know. I ain't going to put that on him. I can't put that on him. But just maybe. Because I don't know how you look at that fight and say Hector was winning 6 rounds to 1 or 5 rounds to 1. That's just crazy. Maybe Bill called him and told him to say that. I don't know. Because this is the second opponent now, the second common opponent. Well, Devin didn't fight him, but he posted some sparring footage. That Tank looked more impressive than Devin against the same opponent. Tank won every round against Gamboa, dropped him twice, and the third time he finished him. Devin Haney, he won every round against Gamboa, but never hurt him, never dropped him, never even had him wobble. It was a horrible performance that nobody even talks about enough. Y'all just brushed that under the rug. So this is the second time that Tank looked better than Devin against a common opponent. And this was probably Bill's reaction right here.
You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it!
He he can't keep getting away with looking more impressive than us every time out and filling out stadiums or arenas every time he fight. And we can't sell 5,000 tickets. But that's what I got. I'm out.